Just look at how amazing and good this chili looks, how seasoned the beans, the tomatoes, everything. Also, let me say, happy autumn, everyone. So today we're going to be showing you how we make our chili, very easy recipe, good for later. Like it's one of those recipes that you can freeze and unthaw and it be just as good as it was before, if not better. So we're just going to gather everything, starting with the chili mild seasoning packets and get everything else set up so we can start cooking.
Okay, everyone, we're getting ready to make homemade chili. Homemade chili. I got two New York strip steaks. I've got a big pack of hamburger meat. We got the McCormick chili seasoning. Also put in there picante sauce, bush chili beans. As you can see, I got 3 cans of those. Okay. I also put in some rotel, original, with tomatoes and green chilies. I also put in the Candied garlic and oregano diced tomatoes. Then I've got some roasted, fire roasted garlic tomatoes also. And the last thing, the Candied tomato sauce.
Here's a better look at the chili beans. We have 1 can of chili beans that are red beans, and we have 2 cans of mixed chili beans with kidney and pinto beans.
Okay, and of course, oyster crackers. That's the way we eat it here.
So we're going to start by cooking the meats. We put the ground beef in the pan and we're going to cook that. And we're going to add the steaks after we wash them off and cut them up. We're going to add it to the same pot with the ground beef so it can cook. I'm going to speed up us cutting the steak. So yeah, the good thing about chili is, as you're going to see, we're going to put it in a big container. And that container is good because we can then freeze the chili, all the stuff that we don't eat. Let's say we don't want to eat on it on the next couple of days. We can freeze it and come back and defrost it, and it tastes great. It's one of them things, it like sits in the seasoning. So each day it gets better, but if you freeze it also and then defrost it, take it out and eat it, a week later, even after a week later, let's say 2 weeks, a month later, it will still taste just as good. So it's one of those foods that only gets better as it sits in the seasoning. So that's the good thing about chili. Another good thing is it's starting to become that season where you want like warmer food because it's autumn and it's falling, it's getting colder and it's starting to rain. So that's when you like food that can really give you some warmth. And this is one of those dishes. You can always add any type of meat you want to add to it. It doesn't have to be ground beef and steak. So you can always customize it and do it how you want to do it. The only suggestion is always, as you're seasoning, to add or to taste as you're adding seasoning. That way you make sure the flavor is good, because this is one of the easiest recipes to fix if you end up having an issue. So we cut one steak. We're going to cut the second one exactly like that. And then we're just going to start showing you the meat in the pot and us seasoning the chili. But first we have to wash our hands. So now we're just going to quickly cook the meat. We just want to stir it up just to make sure nothing's sticking to the pot. And we're going to come back every couple of minutes to do that.
Okay, I'm now going to drain the grease off of the meat. Very important step.
Yeah, we don't want any grease in our chili. So we're going to drain it as best as we can, super quick. And now that that's done, we're just going to stir it to make sure nothing, again, is sticking to the bottom of the pot. Now we're going to start with the picante sauce. Through the whole bottle, the Candied sauce, pour it right in. Here's the body of the chili. This is what makes it so good. So we have the 2 cans of Candied diced tomatoes that we're going to pour in. After that, we're going to stir it around as much as we can. We're going to do it slowly because the pot is full, but we're going to stir it around and mix it in and mix it all together before we add anything else to it. So now that we've stirred it up good enough, we're going to add the mixed beans of kidney and pinto beans, and we're going to add the other can of beans, the red beans, to it, and we're going to again give it a good stir. Both of them are medium chili can sauces. Um, they just had the mixed, and then they had the red, and we like both, so we put both in there. But again, we're just gonna mix it as much as we can because we want it all to cook together, and we want all the flavors to cook together. And now it's time to put in the seasoning. It's just chili seasoning. You can always pick your favorite if you don't like this brand, but this is a pretty good brand to us. So we're just going to pour it in, and we're really going to stir the seasoning in there because that's what locks in all the flavors. We're still going to add in our own seasoning after we taste it to see what needs to be added. But this is a good base for seasoning. So, and if you're starting out as a beginner and you haven't quite got down how to taste it and figure it out, so this is a good base and a good starting place. We're going to start with some cumin because it needs it. We're also going to add in garlic powder. I will probably say that was about a tablespoon of garlic powder. We're going to add in onion powder, about a tablespoon of onion powder. And then the last one would be black pepper that we're going to add. And I would probably say maybe 1/4 tablespoon of black pepper that we added. And we're going to mix it once again. Make sure all the flavors got in there of what we just added to the pot. We're going to do another taste test. And then after that, we're going to let it cook for about 25 minutes just so everything could come together. The meat's already done, but we just really want the seasonings to all come as one. So we're going to give it about 25 minutes. Then we're going to come back and assemble it. So it's been 25 minutes now. We're going to get us a bowl of chili. You can see all the flavors, the diced tomatoes. You can see the beans in there. And we still have 1 can of beans and another can of diced tomatoes that we're going to add. But even without those 2 cans added, it still was amazing. So we're just going to get our bowl, and we're going to add some extra sharp cheddar cheese to the top. That's one of our favorite cheeses to add. And then we're going to get our oyster crackers. And we're just going to have a bowl quickly here. And now that we have it in a container that's big enough to hold it, we're going to add in the diced tomatoes, and we're going to add in the last can of beans, of chili beans. Those both are already cooked and done, so we don't have to have them in the heat. Plus, this is still hot. This is fresh off the stove, so it can cook in there. The tomatoes don't need to cook, and the beans were already cooked. So it's perfectly fine now that we have the room because the pot was over full. We just added it in there and we stirred it up, and it tastes just as good the next couple of times we came and ate it and the next day. And now we're just going to freeze it. But this is one of our favorite fall, getting winterish meals. But also make sure you check out our baked macaroni recipe. It's that time of year where you can eat those type of things and you want the warmth. And that's one of the easiest, cheesiest recipes that you can do. Even baked, you can see how creamy it is. So make sure you check that out. And also our pizza lasagna will be coming soon. And don't forget our Dollar Tree hauls and Dollar Tree party decoration videos. Make sure you check those out as well because there are a lot of great tips. So this is just a little preview of the different videos we have coming up. We have crafting ideas and tutorials. We have great recipes coming up, and we have some soul food, some barbecue, just tips and tricks to make your meals a lot better and a lot easier and still taste delicious. We even have home decorations, and it's very budget friendly crafting and home decorations. We were able to do these look with material from the dollar store as well as St. Vincent de Paul. And we have some amazing parties coming up that you don't want to miss. We do home parties. We have concession equipment. We have custom banners made. We have balloons everywhere. We do a home movie theater. Like, we have so many ideas that we can share and just so many different budgets that we work with. We work for indoor, outdoor parties, decorations. We have a lot of knowledge that we can share. And we even did a candy stand for a party. So please make sure to go to Facebook and like our page. And please check us out on Instagram as well. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.